Modern day, we finally made it. The place where our good friend David ate his taco. It was so good that he decided to turn the entire universe upside down. Well, we've gone through timeline to timeline and now we've finally made it to that 11th and final world of the game. That also makes this the final episode of one marathon of a series. Modern day is unique. It brings back buffed PvZ1 zombies, opens gaping portals from other worlds onto the lawn, and is home to these 5 shadow plants. In this video I'll be ranking these 5 plants from worst to best, but first of all you may be thinking, what is a shadow plant? Well, these are just regular plants on their own, but they are enhanced when powered by a moonflower. Moonflowers can also power other moonflowers too, but I'll get into all that later, so let's roll. In at last place, in 5th, is Nightshade at C tier. It's not a bad plant, but pretty meh. Most new players won't even understand how this plant works, smacking zombies with slapping leaves. However, I can tell you that at level 1 it deals 200 damage per leaf at melee range and has 3 leaves before it just sits there like a used chard guard. If powered by a moonflower though, Nightshade deals ranged attacks, each dealing 100 damage, but the leaves also regrow over time. Its plant food effect launches 3 leaves that deal 600 damage each, and the plant is permabuffed to deal an extra 50 damage per range shot and an extra 200 damage per melee hit. To unlock this plant, you've got to beat level 4, and it's the second plant unlocked in modern day. In real life, this plant is based off the Solanacea, or Nightshade. Okay, I totally screwed that up. But also worth noting is that this concealment plant only costs 75 Zun and has a 5-second recharge, so it isn't that hard to replace, so yeah, C tier. At number 4 is Grimrose, also at C tier. Grimrose drags a zombie into the dirt before disappearing, or 3 zombies if powered. Oh yeah, but the zombies must be in its lane. And oh yeah, they also can't be large or nothing happens. And oh yeah, this plant has a 20-second recharge. This concealment plant also costs 75 Sun, but hey, that's no big deal. To get this plant, you've got to beat level 23, and it's the 5th and final plant unlocked in modern day. Fun fact, Grimrose is the 69th and hence the final adventure plant unlocked in PvZ2. Its plant food drags the strongest enemy on the lawn into the ground, but that's it. And if it's Gargantua, it just does 600 damage to it and calls it a day. In real life, this plant is based off Primula vulgaris.
What the hell is even that?
So yeah, another meh plant in C tier again. And at number 3, which is our first decent plant on the list at A tier, is the Dusk Lobber. This plant throws explosive buds down the lane and lobs down 3 lanes if powered. It's a super solid attacker, dealing 30 damage directly and a further 25 splash damage in a 3x3 area at level 1. So why isn't it S tier then? Well, it has 2 unfavourable characteristics. For starters, it has a 10-second recharge, so it takes longer to set up than say a line of repeaters. The other bad trait is that its plant food effect kind of sucks. It launches 4 large buds that land near zombies, dealing 10 damage directly before exploding, and then dealing 300 splash damage, which seems like a bit, but that doesn't even kill a conehead, so yeah. To unlock this plant, you've got to beat level 17, and it's the 4th time unlocked in modern day. It's also based off the Ock Junior, or prickly bear cactus in real life. That's a cool name. A tier. The number 2 spot belongs to Shadow-shroom, comfortably an A tier plant. Shadow-shroom causes zombies that eat it to be poisoned and take damage over time, even through armor. If powered by a moonflower, the poison can be transmitted to most nearby zombies, as seen here, by the skull effect, but I don't usually bother to even do this. It's because it's very good on its own, but its plant food is great, poisoning all zombies on the lawn. This guy's a great counter to newspaper zombies because it takes them out without destroying the newspaper and they don't get enraged. This concealment plant does all of this good stuff for only 50 sun and a 5-second recharge. It isn't perfect though, being less effective against high health zombies that don't necessarily have armor, like the Jurassic Bully and the Relic Hunter zombie. That's what takes this plant away from S tier, but it's still very deserving of its spot at A tier. To unlock this plant, you've got to beat level 10, and it's the third plant unlocked in modern day. And in real life, it's based off the many ink cap mushrooms. And our number one spot, the plant powering all of its mates on the list, it's the Moonflower, of course. As Penny says, the Moonflower doesn't only produce sun, but augments all shadow plants from its glow, and by the way, there's even more shadow plants on this list, they haven't even been covered. In terms of sun production, it creates 25 sun per adjacent Moonflower, capping at 100 sun. So basically, just set this all up and then you're producing 100 sun per Moonflower every 32 to 36 seconds. After that, you use the two nearby powered lanes for your attackers like Dusk Lobbers. Just make sure you don't put the Moonflowers in the first column, or otherwise you only get one column of glow. In terms of stats, this concealment plant costs 50 sun, as a 10-second recharge, but that's okay, and has a variable sun production rate as previously discussed. Despite all of its great qualities and being S tier and that, its plant food is pretty bad, I must say. Like, it just does one normal sun production, so maximum 100 sun, and then it makes a little shield over it like infinite, but they're at the back anyway, so it doesn't even do anything. Anyway, this plant is the first one unlocked in modern day after beating level 1, so you get plenty of time to try this plant out. Since this is the hardest world in the game, you're going to need to use these shadow plants to get through. In real life, it's largely based off the plant genus of Ipomoea, which is a part of the Convolvulaceae. Damn, I think that this means the end of the video is coming up pretty soon. Spoiler alert, it is. So then, what did you think of my list? Comment your thoughts below, like and subscribe, and see you legends again in the next one.